What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out. And with this video, we are jumping into the one and only Moon Knight issue number 7. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with this line, go ahead, check out the link in my description, as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything that is going on with this series. And what we have seen transpire so far is Moon Knight's ally Terry revealed himself to be the villainous ZODIAC, the secret mastermind behind a series of recent attacks, with ZODIAC blowing up the Midnight Mission and badly injuring Moon Knight. Before he could do any more damage, we see Hunter's Moon, the other fist of Khonshu, coming in and saving the day, helping bring Moon Knight back to his full capacity. Mark Spector has every intention of continuing and carrying on his mission. Be sure to buy the comic, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into issue number 7, we have Moon Knight walking into the bar with no name, letting them know that yes, he has always known about this place. The only reason he has never come in here is because he never wanted anything from anyone in this place. But to establish some kind of parameters, he lets them know that he is not Spider-Man and he is not the Punisher, with the two of them representing the extreme ends of the spectrum. This is Moon Knight. That no one in this bar, to include himself, knows exactly what he is capable of. A man who has beat the Avengers. And with the pleasantry and introduction out of the way, he only has one more word for them. And that word is ZODIAC. Because he has come to the bar with no name to get information, to find out any known associates. The bar with no name, someone here is going to know where ZODIAC is, or at the very least, know who he associates with. Now, picking up with his therapist, Moon Knight is having a discussion about this ZODIAC, and it appears by all accounts that no one really knows who ZODIAC is. At least no one willing to talk to him has any clue of who he might be. And the reality of the situation is he's not really on anyone's, at least when it comes to the Avengers, he's not really on anyone's Hanukkah list, except for Ben Grimm. He is the only one to ensure that he sends a card every holiday season. But what we are really seeing is him just trying to break down who this ZODIAC might be, with people who might be able to actually help him. His therapist being a therapist for freaking Avengers and superheroes alike. This is a good spot for him to try to break down the situation and figure out what course of action he's really gonna go down next. And that is where we pick up with Greer, currently on the phone having a conversation about Moon Knight, talking about this new ZODIAC individual that seems hell-bent on taking down Mark Spector. Not really sure who this is, Greer made this phone call in some kind of hopes of finding out the identity or at least the whereabouts of ZODIAC. But it appears whoever she is on the phone with is having her keep tabs on Moon Knight, but picking up with Moon Knight now getting some kind of trail that leads them to 8-Ball. With 8-Ball trying to run away from all of them, it is only a matter of time before he ends up being caught, and Moon Knight lets him know that he just wants to have a friendly conversation. Now, for Moon Knight, that may include some torture, a little bit of scare tactics, but really he's just trying to get as much information out of him as he possibly can. Because up to this point, he doesn't think that this is a new villain. This ZODIAC has to be someone he knows, someone taking on a whole new persona, because he was too good. He was too confident. When someone first decides to put that mask on and hurt somebody, it takes some time to find your footing. And for ZODIAC, there was none of that. It was immediately jumping into the fire. And everything so far, it has all been tests. Games to be played. saying that Moon Knight has potential, not really sure what the prize of these games will be, but Moon Knight has every intention of finding out. And after 8-Ball finally spills his guts, that leads him to Marsdale, Manslaughter Marsdale. 8-Ball had been playing poker with them a couple months back, and had told him about him crewing up with a guy named ZODIAC a long time ago. And so with setting 8-Ball free and now having a direction of where their next clue is, they head for Manslaughter. But that is not going to go over as smoothly as it did with 8-Ball. With Moon Knight now in the fight with Manslaughter, Manslaughter is letting him know that there is no way he is giving up information. There is no way he is going to be a rat. And they will sit here and they will scrap all day long if that's what it takes. Because Manslaughter is an individual who cannot feel pain. But that is not stopping Moon Knight from laying down some hate on him, telling him you better start giving me information before I start giving you cuts all over your body. Because you may not feel pain, but you will still bleed out. But for Manslaughter, this isn't a matter of just giving someone up. He owes ZODIAC his life, and because of that, he would rather die or go to jail than give up that information. And with Moon Knight charging up and just knocking him for a loop, we see Manslaughter feel legitimate pain, because on the outside of his body, he may not feel pain, but a concussion, that is something he can feel. Letting him know, you better give me something. You better give me a name, anything, before I give you another concussion. Saying that he's no punk like Clown, or any of the other members of the crew. That no matter what you do, I will never give you what you want. With Moon Knight saying that he believes him and leaves him there bleeding on the ground. Because Moon Knight got exactly what he wanted. He got a name, that name being Clown. And if Manslaughter isn't going to give him the information, he's going to go for someone who Manslaughter considers a punk that could give up the information. But with them kicking down the door and going into Clown's place, this is where they find nothing but his body. With Clown being beheaded, his head completely missing. They were already too late. ZODIAC had already struck. Now this is where we pick back up with Greer on a phone call with the individual who is keeping tabs on Moon Knight. Really just giving a sit-rep of everything that has transpired up to this point. And with that individual apologizing and being revealed that this is in fact Black Panther. This is the Avengers keeping tabs on Moon Knight, saying that he is simply too dangerous to be left unwatched. And as we close out this issue, we are picking up with the therapist making her way to her office. And in her office, this is where she is met by ZODIAC. And ZODIAC lets her know that he is here for conversation, that you could call this an intervention for Moon Knight, an opportunity for them to put their heads together and get Mark back on track. And he says this all while holding the head of Clown. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. So far, I am thoroughly enjoying everything that's been going on with Moon Knight. You know, he's a very Jewish individual that they don't talk too much on his heritage, but every issue so far, we've gotten some kind of little insert. If it's talking about Hanukkah or just getting a greeting card, something like that, it's letting it be known of his Jewish heritage, which is something that I do appreciate because that's something that doesn't get talked about much in comics in general. But outside of that small tidbit, we are really picking up with this new hero ZODIAC. Or not necessarily new, at least Moon Knight doesn't believe him to be new, believes it to be someone that Mark knows. Someone close to him, someone who understands him. And this is all just becoming one giant game. But now that this has become personal for Moon Knight, he is doing everything he can to track down ZODIAC. Now coming to his therapist, we can only imagine how frantic Moon Knight is going to be to ensure that ZODIAC is taken down. And with the Avengers keeping tabs on him in the background, it's only a matter of time before he figures out this information and feels betrayed. and we're probably going to see that really play its part here in the next issue or two. But I have to say, Jed MacKay is absolutely knocking it out of the park with this series. I am very excited to see what comes next, and if they're going to be using any of this material for the new Moon Knight TV series. Because you guys know how Marvel loves to crisscross from comics to their movies, doing their best to try to get people involved in both of them. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.